Welcome to a night chat with Eunice. Um, Today has been quite the day. My time of the month just came, so I was hurting and all that and being all irritable. I cooked for my entire class of cooked for about like 12 people with my boyfriend, and he was so kind. He did almost everything. I'm so thankful for him. And today has been a day of learning how to rest, which is why it is extremely suitable that I'm talking to you in my bed right now with my beautiful, comfy blanket over me. And I am here to make a commitment. I'm here to make a commitment with you. Today, I learned how resistant I am to rest and how that is not just a detriment to my health, but a much more serious problem than that. And that in itself is a very, very serious problem. My resistance to rest is my resistance to live life fully, and it is my resistance to fully and gratefully appreciate what I have been given in this life. And that is very horrible when you actually think about it. Why do I resist rest? That is a question in itself. And I realize, I've been doing a lot of self-questioning today. And I realize it's because I have an addiction. Not to a substance or like something that you intake into your body. No. It's an addiction to this illusion of control. That I am completely in control of my situation right now and in the future. I won't ever say that I believe that I'm fully in control, but in my heart and in my mind, I often operate under that illusion that I am. And I've just realized that it's because of me letting these lies and this negative mindset control my life that I have robbed myself of this beautiful gift of rest too many times. It's gotten really bad until if I ever don't have anything like very stressful going on in my life, or I don't have a pile of work waiting there for me to do, I feel that something's wrong. Or if I sit down and actually start doing an activity that I had designated as my personal rest time, I have this constant need to check my to-do list and my email. Maybe there's something that I missed, And it's such an addiction that I feel like it's gotten to the point where not only does it totally disrupt my necessary rhythm of work and rest, but it is a dishonor to how I was created to live. It is a dishonor to myself. It's a dishonor to those around me. It's just a dishonor to this gift of life. And I don't want to let these lies and this mindset take captive of me anymore. I am starting today I realize this truth, and I want to start living this truth, that rest is not just something you do when you're tired. Think about that. Rest is not inherently recuperation. You do not need to be exhausted to partake in rest. Rest is a sacred invitation to delight. To delight in the beautiful, little, mundane things and people and activities around you and in yourself. Rest is an invitation to delight. That is a tremendous shift that I need to truly register, not just in my mind, but in my heart. And right now I'm working on that heart-mind connection. And then from there, I want to start living it out. I think this is the shift that many of us need. Living in this, this overly consumerized world that functions so heavily by toxic productivity. We see rest as something we need to do in order to get our bodies working again. And that's totally missing the point of rest. Rest is not just some add-on to like balance it off with work. Rest is not something to help us get by or be healthy. Yes, that is part of it, but rest is so much more than that. Rest is just as important as work. It is not just a supplement to your work. I'm trying to tell myself that today. And I'm at the beginning of a very long journey, I know. But in the process of this, as someone who is very achiever-oriented, I have to tell myself not to take on this practice of rest as another work in my to-do list. Don't stress out about perfectly resting. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I know that is a trap you can fall into as well. I know that you probably have fallen into this into the past, especially if you're a type A type of person like me, okay? Like, we start turning like every self-help, like life improvement thing into a task, and then that just defeats the whole purpose of it. My professor today in my sociology class was talking about that. He was like, don't try too hard. Don't try so hard. Especially at this rest thing, because you'll be missing the entire point. And, I'm gonna do that for once. I'm not gonna try so hard. I'm not gonna work so hard at resting. All you gotta do is just breathe in. Breathe out. So, the point I was leading up to after this pretty long chat, but a very important one, is I wrote on this scrap of paper the lies that have been keeping my mind captive and hindering me from truly practicing this beautiful sacred gift of rest. So these are my lies, okay? And then I'm going to do something, which I encourage you, go and get a piece of paper right now. Not a precious piece of paper, because you'll know why. Write down all the lies that are keeping your mind captive right now, that have been hindering you from rest, that have been trapping you down in this cycle of workaholism and toxic productivity. Write all of that down and then tear it up. That is what we're gonna do together, okay? Look, I know that the more classic way to do this is to burn it, but I'm not gonna like set a fire in my dorm. I don't wanna step outside, okay? So we're gonna shred it into a million pieces instead. That way I don't need to deal with all the smoke and whatever. It's better for the environment, okay? So, let's go through my lies. Number 1, I need to be working toward my goals right now. No. You do not always need to be working toward your goals. You will get it done. Trust me, you will get it done. But it is just as important, or possibly even more important, for you to put your rest first right now. And also, it's often in the times of rest that actually our best ideas for like our work come. That's something I've experienced a lot with writing. So prioritize rest. Number 2, I don't feel stressed now or overworked. What's wrong? I touched on this earlier. I just want to tear to shreds this faulty mindset that not feeling stressed about something is something to be stressed about. It is just horrible. Oh gosh. Number 3, constantly checking my to-dos list and email. Addiction. I wrote it in caps. Addiction. Yep. Horrible, horrible. Number 4, I need to worship God perfectly. There is no perfect worship. The whole essence of worship is realizing that we can never be perfect. We can never meet God's standards. And yet he loves us so fully and he welcomes us with open arms. And we as his children, the only thing left for us to do is just say, yes, Lord, I am here. Please take me into your presence and just let me be with you and help me to love you more and serve you better. And that is all that he wants from us. That is all that he desires, and that makes the Lord take delight in us. He takes delight in us, and that's why he rested on the 7th day after he created everything. That is why rest is an invitation to delight. We are God's delight. He wants us to delight with him, to take communion with him, to delight in the beautiful creation that he has given us. That is what makes rest so sacred and so set apart and so honorable. And for me to break that rhythm by constantly checking my to-do list and emails, which will eventually pass away, that is a wretched addiction. That is futile at the end of the day. Maybe it helps me get some things done, but like those things are nothing compared to this amazing chance to just rest and delight in the things around me as God does in us. So yes, so I need to shred that I need to worship God perfectly. There's no such thing. And then number 5, I need to not have any red on my ledger. So it's like holding on to past guilt or possibly even false guilt and thinking like, I'm so bad, like, oh, I made that mistake. I made a wrong decision. I was not the nicest to that person, and that was not right, and just holding on to that long past after I've already been forgiven, after I've already reflected on it, and after, like God has forgotten it. So this idea that my ledger needs to be clean on account of my own actions is totally against the whole concept of Jesus being my savior and having already wiped me clean without me even trying to be perfect. Because all that we're called to do is to surrender and believe and to say, God, do what you will with me. So, getting rid of that lie. And lastly, lie number 6. I cannot have others displeased with me. This one's a very, very bad, toxic one. There are always going to be people displeased with you. There are always going to be people displeased with me. And with good reason sometimes. And I realized that the most effective way for me to put this away from my mind, to not worry so much about people being displeased with me, is firstly to realize they don't look in my direction as much as I think they do. Second, and that they're so preoccupied worrying that other people are displeased with them that they're too busy to think about me. Secondly, if I truly try my best to walk in the right way and to work with excellence and love and joy, I will not need to worry about me displeasing other people or whatever, because even if I do, I know that that is on them and not on me. And thirdly, all I need to be concerned with is pleasing God, because at the end of the day, what anyone else thinks doesn't matter. And I know I'm just saying that. I don't sincerely feel that, because what the people, the people I love, what they think does matter, and that is a good thing. But I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, if everyone else in the world was pleased with you and what you were doing, but God wasn't, that means nothing. That's the point. So if you think about it that way, having God pleased with you, like the most amazing, coolest person in the universe pleased with you, looking down on you and like delighting in you and smiling at you and finding joy in you, that most amazing person. And also like the people closest to you who love you for who you are and actually know your soul, them being pleased with you as well. That is all that I can ask for. That is the best. And these like few toxic people here and there being displeased with me, like, why did that matter? It certainly doesn't matter to me as much as it used to. I mean, evidently it still does, because it's here on my list of lies. But we're tearing this up and we're getting rid of it all. So I hope that you have your list ready by now. Let's tear it up together. Okay? We got it. Let's go. Man, that felt good. Look at this. Holding the lies in this way as little scraps of paper that can be torn so easily makes me realize how fickle and how futile all of these thoughts that have held me captive for so long, like how futile and weak and fragile they actually are. That this simple act of tearing up paper makes me feel so much freer already. Just tearing this up and committing this to God and talking this through with you guys, and already feeling so much freer shows me how easily these can be defeated. It's simple to defeat them, but it's not easy, I will say that. What I meant was, it really doesn't take that much planning, it doesn't take that much complicated thought in it at all. Because these things inherently don't have any truth in them to ground them. So if you ground yourself in the truth and ground yourself in what is right, reminding yourself that you are loved and that you should rest, that you are invited to delight in everything around you, reminding yourself of that and grounding yourself in that is enough. It is enough. You are enough. And God knows that you are enough. And I just want you to remember that. As you tear each piece of paper, remember how loved you are, and how special you are, and how happy and how delighted God feels when He looks down on you and sees you resting in Him, waiting on Him. It says in Psalm 27, verse 14, "Wait on the Lord. Be strong and courageous. Wait on the Lord. So, you got this. Let's gather up these scraps of papers, scrunch them up, and let's throw them in the trash together. Look at this, completely unreadable. Come on, come with me. We're gonna go to the trash. Gonna throw it in there together. Done. I am so proud of you, and I'm so proud of me, and I hope that you have a good rest in your day, in your night, whatever time it is for you. Thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. And remember, delight, delight, delight in the little things.